Welcome, welcome to Data Pandit. Let's talk about the dynamic lookup. So people were facing issues. The subscriber were facing issues while creating the dynamic lookup, and also they were more concerned about the particular use case wherein we use the dynamic lookup. So mostly in normal use cases, we do not use the dynamic lookup because we don't have uh, a particular requirement like we need to load the lookup data dynamically. So in those cases, we don't use it because it comes with the extra maintenance and extra care and extra coding. The normal lookup is going to be just call and assignments, but dynamic lookup needs to be taken care. There are certain things need to be taken care while using the dynamic lookup basically in the ab initio graphs. Okay, so let's look at the particular use case, and we are going to certainly use that dynamic lookup. Otherwise, we cannot achieve what we need in this case. Okay, so let's talk about the scenarios wherein we have to do dynamically need to generate the data within the graph itself and create the certain number of records for the lookup, and then and there in the next lookup call we are going to use that particular data which we have already created in the earlier lookup call. So this is the baseline of use of that dynamic lookup. So so let's assume there is a scenarios. uh, there is a scenarios wherein we are getting the data, lookup data basically from the external source, and let's say we have id columns, and which is coming from id column which is coming from the external source system, and we are going to produce one lookup. So let's say it is in some database or maybe some Salesforce system. So we create that lookup you know in initial processing of our particular job or a particular stream of jobs. So we have created that lookup, and then what we are what we are supposed to do is using our data from other tables, and we are asked to create a lookup key if that particular key is not available at that point in time. So there are certain use cases wherein we face the late arriving data. The data does not come at in time, or probably the other stream data comes beforehand. In those cases it is necessary to create certain type of key from the etl, and the next time whenever the actual key comes from the external system, then we going to replace that etl generated key with the uh, actual key from the source system. So uh, so the time being we create the etl generated key and load that key into the lookup for time being processing of the day, and then next day or probably the following day whenever the data comes in, then we use that particular key. Now, this is the particular use case. So we have a multi-part key, nine part key in the sense of there are 9 fields in that particular key, and those 9 fields are uh, 9 fields are associated with different data or different table data. Probably they are be part of different tables, and these are the responsible for a certain unique key within a table, or which is called it's a lookup data. So let's look at the scenarios. So there are there is a 9 part key is the first part, and then there is a two type of data. I said external data, which are actual data, and then ETL generated data. Okay. So ETL generated data, we are going to create IDs like ETL underscore, some numeric value. Let's say numeric value from 1 to n, right, or 1 to infinite something. So for first ETL generated key, it will be ETL underscore, let's say 1. Then for second, there will be ETL underscore 2, and so on. Okay, right. So what is the construction of the graph would be looks like this. I have created one, a rough snap of this. whole mechanism. So we are going to take the lookup template and we are going to assign file as null, and then we are labeling it as a lookup, and we are going to specify key and the reformat. I mean the data DML of this lookup. Okay, so this is our lookup. Okay, within, like similarly for a lookup table or lookup file, right? So there is a lookup template here, but in file name we are going to specify as null. Okay, this is the simple simplicity of the dynamic lookup. Okay, then there is a table A and there is another data set. So while joining these data sets, there will be floods of different 9-part keys. So there will be many more nine the combination are going to be generated. So that's when we need that particular key. First, we are going to load this lookup dynamically into the join graph, or probably in the following reformat graph. Sorry, reformat component. We are going to call this lookup, and we are going to see whether this 9-part key, are those 9-part keys are going to be generated over here, probably from this table or from this table. So okay. So if that 9-part key is available, then I'm going to extract that part. If the key is found in source data, then pick and assign to the output. Pick and assign to the output over here. I'm going to see into the lookup. I'm going to load the lookup. How I'm going to load the lookup? I'm going to create the lookup like this. Let lookup identifier type, lookup ID, lookup load. So this is the path of the lookup file, the disk path actually, and then there is the index path. So for our case, there is no index path. So this is optional parameter. So I'm going to skip it. And then there is a label of this lookup, and then behavior of the dynamic lookup. So the behavior of the dynamic lookup is appendable, or this kind of behavior. So okay, whether it's a lookup is appendable or updatable, or and all the generations are coming into one place. So we are going to talk about behavior at some later point in time. First, let's assume that this is how we are going to load the lookup. This is identifier, and how we call the lookup is lookup ID. So this identifier we are going to take it, and the label of this one, and the input key, the 9-part key I'm going to pass from here. Okay. So I'm going to see whether this lookup is existed or not. If lookup is not existed, then see, this is the logic. If the lookup is found, then I'm going to take the value of that and I'm going to assign in my output field. And if it is not there, then what I'm going to do is I will generate this lookup using this ATL underscore numeric. So this numeric, I will start from 0, and next time I'm going to retrieve this value from the lookup, and I'm going to generate the next value. Okay. So this is the part of logic basically. So this all things is going to be over here. Similarly, and then there is another third data set. Okay, after outputting of this. So this third data set also going to be joined with another data set. This also can flood into many more keys which are not available or probably available. So these 9-part keys again is going to be called, and if it is there, then it's okay. Other, if it is there in the sense of if the data is also already created by any ATL generated key from this component. Okay. But it is not the case with the static lookup, right? We cannot do static lookup call in following components. If we have populated that static lookup we cannot populate the static lookup, right? While using the certain graph, within the certain graph we cannot do. Okay. Now, so in the following reformat we can call and we can use those datas. Okay. Then if the lookup key is not there, take the latest existentiality lookup, append the lookup. That's what we have already discussed. So this is how we are going to call this. So how we are going to construct this kind of dynamic lookup is we are going to use the right lookup, and then in output there will be a data file and index file. I was talking about, right? We can specify the index file path also. If you were to construct the dynamic lookup from some external data, Then you can attach this right lookup. You can get the data. This is a part of creation, right lookup and out and index. So there will be a sorted data. If you are creating the indexed lookup, then you need to sort the data first, right? You sort the data, pass those data into the right lookup, and then create two files, okay? And this is data file, this is index file, okay? So you need to load these index and I mean, while looking up the data, you need to give both the paths, okay? So this is how we create the loop. I mean, we load the lookup and we load the data. Basically, we create the data, and there is a lookup load function actually, lookup add function. So whenever you create the keys, then we can give the lookup load and then this function and the generated key. Okay, and call and we can call the generated key. So this key is going to be added. Okay, so okay, this is how we add the key. So if you want to release the memory, then what you are going to do is lookup unload, lookup ID, and lookup table. Lookup table is the level of this. So you can dynamically call this lookup as many times as you want, and then you can load that lookup using your data, and then you can free the memory using the lookup unload. Managing multiple lookup, that's it, load into memory. So whenever you call multiple lookup load into a particular component, then the component will make sure that only one live set of lookup is existed in particular memory. So within the component memory, only one set will be there, one object will be there. Therefore, there won't be extra use of memory. So it's not going to be occupy extra memory. So if you have a multiple calls, even then there will be a one existed dynamic lookup available in the particular main memory of the component. So this is how we are going to use the dynamic lookup. So thank you so much. Please subscribe my channel, and you can share this with others, known people who may be using or utilizing or understanding this Winishu concept of thinking.